system called the monthly transaction report system to the sponsor. Correct? Now, how can I break down this monthly transaction report system? Let's say it's a savings account statement, it's a current account statement, it's a card statement, it's an in-house reconciliation module. All these are sorted pieces, right? And that savings account statement, I can have a separate module for monthly, separate for yearly. Assume. Let's not go too technically deep into it, okay? And then let's say the monthly report generates for single customers, joint customers, and corporate customers. 3 different variants. Likewise, current account, monthly, yearly, and yearly you have physical security. No, this is wrong. Okay, this can be confusing, so let me know this. Oh, it's hardware. No. Sorry. This is not correct. Okay. Yeah. Now you can see. Yeah. I made the correction, so it's less confusing. So likewise, current account, monthly, yearly. It can also break down if you want to. We are not going too deep into it. The first one gives you a sample that it can be broken down further, right? Now I want you to ask, which are these are all work items, right? Everything is a work item. This is at the scope level. This is at a lower level, child level, grandchild level, and great grandchild level. Okay. We can even put levels for the numbers. We'll see in a minute. Now, in this document, can you identify which are the work packages? The lowest level item is called the work package. So, if you look at savings account statement, monthly and yearly are not lowest. The single customer, joint customer, and corporate customer, they are the lowest level. So, they will be called work packages. Is it clear? Now, if you come to current account, it stops with monthly and yearly. So, monthly and yearly are the work packages. If you look at credit card statement, it goes into credit card and debit card. These two are, I would assume, they are child. Okay, they should have been represented something like this, but doesn't matter. We'll call credit card as I'm assuming. Okay, let's fix it straight away. Okay, I'll assume that this is a child. Okay, for now, I'll fix it later. I don't want to waste it. So, credit card and debit card both are work packages. In the in-house reconciliation module, is there a child? There is no child. So, this becomes a work package. You understand what is a work package? Can I have some show of hands, please? Response or something. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very simple. What is a work package? The lowest level item in a work package. Very good. Thank you very much. Yeah. That was just to tell you what the work packages are. Let me close the chat window and let me go ahead with this. Now, I call this, even though it's a breakdown, it's more of a product breakdown than a work breakdown. And I'll tell you in a minute why. Is there any verb? Verb means action item. Do you see any action item anywhere in this figure? Savings account statement is a noun, right? It's a product component, right? It's a component. Does it say, hey, do electrical work, do plumbing work, do project risk management, identify risk? There is no verb, there is no action item. Can you see there is no action item? but they are all product components. That's why I will call this as a product breakdown structure. Now let's look into the next slide. The same slide, the same monthly transaction reporting system. We are getting a different dimension, right? Monthly report, transaction reporting system. We are breaking down again, but in a different style. Planning. What does planning mean? You know it's an action item, right? You have to do planning, you have to scope planning, schedule planning, cost management planning, etc., 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 right? So it tells you that you have to do some work. Now let's go down below. Planning is broken down into scope planning and WBS. Create WBS. Define scope. Define is a verb. Create WBS. Create is a verb. It's not mentioned, but that's what it means, yeah? And then planning, plan resources. Do resource management planning. Again, it's all child of planning. Understand that the major top, it's a root verb. Now you do scope, and then you do scope for software. You can do scope for hardware, scope for database. That's what it says. Break it down. The breakdown process happens. Now, if you look at the next branch, develop is an action item. Develop design for software, develop design for hardware. Can you see that? You have to read it combinedly so that it gives you that action item. And then in hardware, you are saying develop design for hardware, and within hardware, you have developed design for physical security, develop design for biometric security. That's what you're telling. Likewise, now you see here software, develop code, write code, do something, initiate procurement, take action, work, test, do testing. Can you see that? This is work breakdown structure. So the difference is in the way you put these items, the descriptions. Right, the previous one, just to give you an example, it was more a product component, right? It's a product breakdown. I take the monthly transaction system, it comprises of 1, 2, 3, 4 components. And then I break down each component into the lower level components. But does it tell me here, hey, do electrical work, do soil testing, do excavate work, construct wall, paint the wall or apply painting. Nothing, no verb is said. So it's all product component. Here it is action oriented. Can you see that? This is work breakdown construct. Why? Because you see some of the words read tell you action verbs. Correct? I hope this is clear. So focus is on work to be done, highlighted words give a clue to work items. So if I have some a design architect for identity management system, now he knows that this person will do this job. John may do biometric access, Peter may do identity management system, and Claudia may do develop system user manual. So I can assign the work to respective subject matter experts. Correct? Now as I said, we can say child, grandchild, great-grandchild, great-great-great-grandchild. It will be very confusing. 1 or 2 levels you can manage it. But if there are 10 levels, 20 levels, 30 levels, 50 levels, what will you do? Number them. Give them a number. So that's why you say monthly transaction report system has got a level 0. Planning has got level 1 because planning, develop design, develop code, initial procurement, testing and integration, all these 5 work items are level 1 items. The next ones are level 2 items. Then the next one will be level 3 item and so on and so forth. Okay? So because there's no space, I put the level 3 and level 4. Now you see level 0, you start scope is level 0 and work package will be whatever lowest level it is. Now I can also give an IC number to this, right? Just like we all have IC number, I can put a work breakdown structure identifier, WBS identifier. This number 1 that you see here is an identifier for the monthly transaction report system, and it always starts with 1. So the WBS identifier for monthly transaction report system is 1. The monthly transaction, the WBS identifier for planning, what it would be? It would be 1.1. For develop design, it would be 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 for initiate procurement, 1.5 for testing and integration. Is it clear? As the level goes down, you add one decimal and start with the 1. Now what will be the level WBS identifier for scope and WBS? It will be 1.1 inherited from planning, 1.1, and because this is its own level, we'll say 1.1.1. And each number is called a WBS identifier. Why do we need WBS identifier? If you are doing an MRT project, there will be millions and millions of work items. You can get lost. That can be confusion. If you say planning and someone else got a similar name, planning, then you are going to be getting into a confusion mode, chaos mode. People will be doing the same work twice. 2 teams will do the same work twice. It's possible that one work is not done by any team, and all the confusion is avoided by giving a unique IC number, unique identifier. It's called, not called IC number, it's called WBS identifier. Okay. Now you see that? Correct? Do you all agree with that numbering? I hope you can relate to it. If you have a new diagram without numbers, can you put the WBS identifiers? Can you see that? How it just boils down, goes down? And now software in planning will 1.1, 1.1. Can someone identify the error? Any error in the numbering? There's one error. Can you identify? Okay. Very good. I get response. Very good. Thank you, Apex Lim. Oh, sorry, Alex Lim. Thank you. 1.1.2.1. Very good. Level 4. Very good. Very good. Very good. Physical security. Physical security. Yeah. 1.2.1. Physical security must be. Yeah. It should be 1.2. Very good. Very good. Very good. So you see that it was a teaser more for you to identify and then follow the system. Thank you very much for all your responses. Now that was just, I'm not going to fix it. Yeah. Yeah, you said the physical security also, maybe the diagram is also not clear, correct? Which are the work packages? That's important. Now let's look at which are the work packages. All the lowest level items are called work packages. In order of time, let me close the chart. Now I will give you a ready-made answer. If you look at the green highlighted items, they are all work packages. Stop at that level. They don't have child. Now the diagram may be a little cluttered, so you may not relate to it. But understand, let's go to 1.5 here, right? Easy to understand. It's not cluttered there. So 1.5, 1.5.1 and 1.5.2 are also work packages. Even though they are at level 2, if we are not bothered about level 2 or level 1 or level 4 or level 5, sometimes you may have work packages at level 4. Sometimes if you are not able to decompose, they can be given at a level 2, even at a level 1, they can be given work package. Whatever level they are, the lowest level is the work package. That's all you need to know about WBS. Is that very clear to all of you? Thank you very much for that response. So I know from the past, some learners were struggling in the previous batches, some getting the WBS correct. So this was what I did to clarify. I want you to understand the difference between product breakdown structure and work breakdown structure. They are similar in look and feel and decomposition, but understand the focus is on the verb, action item. In WBS, you want to always focus on the work item, action item. That's why I highlighted in red: develop, design, initiate procurement, start testing, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Thank you, Rajesh, for the response. And so, okay, let me go back to this